Okay, so this chapter we just want to talk to you about a condition that's very close to Rowan's heart, and that is progressive retinal atrophy, a condition that leads to blindness in animals, particularly dogs.
And one of the difficulties with this is that there's often a time between when you buy this beautiful young pup and when it goes blind. And the signs are very slight. Of course you fall in love with your own dog, and you find that you're falling in love with a dog that's blind, not a sighted beautiful puppy that's running around. Poodles have a very long history of service to people, very long. It was even in the 16th century, it was used as a retriever for waterfowl, and named poodle because it comes from a German word, splashing in water. Now, they have, like many breeds, like probably all breeds of dogs, they service, they give, and they give, and they give, and they give. Now is the chance when we, having spread this disease that caused them to go blind, we should give a whole lot back. So that's the story of the poodle.
Yeah, and I think definitely with progressive retinal atrophy, there is now a way to be careful with breeding and to screen breeding dogs to make sure that they do not produce puppies with this condition. And there is a simple DNA test, and I should say that there is a lot of poodle breeders who are very responsible and are doing the right thing and are getting on top of that. But I guess Rowan is seeing the other side of the coin, where dogs with these conditions are still being presented to his clinic, and owners' hearts are still being broken by this condition. And
over my experience, I worried years and years ago. I worried because there are 20 breeds or so of dogs affected by this, which shouldn't have been. Now the list is much, much bigger. So, in spite of the testing, which you say, our attitude hasn't quite caught up with the fact that you can't breed a dog. One time this disease was controlled because the breeders were so responsible that they wouldn't breed a dog in case it was carrying the gene. They stopped it, they controlled it. It was all through will of the breeder, and no clever tests like there are now were existing, but it was eliminated because of our attitude. So our attitude to breeding needs to be reshaped. We breed for the dog. We are their caretakers. They look after us. They've given and given and given and given to us, and we shouldn't just take. We've got to be responsible for them. And the list I see today of animals that are affected by progressive retinal atrophy, I can only describe it as horrifying, and miles and miles and miles bigger than when I first wrote my first book for the owners. The list is so much bigger than when I complained about this years and years and years ago. So we've got to remodel our thinking.
Yeah, I must admit, it's definitely a challenge with some breeders, and we take these DNA testings to Australia, and Australian breeders by and large are quite good, but we're trying to take the testings to China, for example, where we now offer these tests, and some of the breeders do not want to test just because they don't want people to know that their dogs are carrying these diseases, so it might affect the sales of their puppies. So again, the focus here is, can I sell the puppies, or am I going to produce healthy animals that are going to be, great pets for someone?
Well, that's a human failing, and we all have that. We all want to do better, and we all like to make a dollar. But in this particular case, if you are not prepared to breed a blindness that might be there, if you're not prepared to avoid breeding, then do something else. Breed dogs. Breed other sorts of dogs, do something else, but don't breed poodles with that might be affected.
I guess for owners who have breeds that might be predisposed to this condition, there's certainly information on our website that will highlight which breeds can be affected. But I wanted to ask Rowan, I mean, what do you think owners should be looking out for this condition? I mean, what are the first signs?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, and it's a matter of any new breeder, a new owner indeed, does very well before you buy a pup. Have a chat to more than one veterinarian before you buy. There's your moment of power. And you want to learn breeds to avoid and learn which are the good breeders that are avoiding this problem, and be aware that the very first signs of PRA are very difficult for you to pick up. You cannot easily pick it up yourself, but you need to speak to your own vet, general vet, and an ophthalmologist to make sure you are not getting tragedy into your life a little bit later on.
Yeah, so if you can ask the breeder, if you're considering buying a puppy of the breeds that might be affected, the best thing is probably to talk to your vet and also talk to the breeder and ask them, are they screening for this condition? Are they aware of the puppies that, can they guarantee to you that the puppies that they produce are free from that condition?
Don't fall in love with a puppy.
Very easy.
Don't. Get the all clear from maybe more than one vet, from your general vet, from your eye specialist vet. Fall in love after you've got the choice, guided by veterinary attention.
Okay, thank you everyone for listening. I hope you don't encounter that terrible condition and that you have a long and healthy life with your pet. Thank you.